to another episode of Calcio Chronicles. I'm Sheida Rad, your football-spirited language coach. And as always, I'm here with my brilliant co-host, Italy's top football analyst and sports journalist, Massimo Caputi. Hi, Massimo.
Sheida, nice to see you and welcome back. We have a lot of talk about in this episode.
Absolutely, I agree. We have a lot to talk about, not only about the Italian national team, not only about all the teams and the Serie A, but about a full betting scandal that is happening in Italy. Shall we start?
Yes, it's true, and we are ready.
Okay, great. So let's get to it. Okay, Massimo, I would like to start with this betting scandal that is happening in Italy. Can you tell me, what do we know so far, and what are your initial thoughts of this betting scandal and its potential impact on the Italian football?
But the betting scandal is a great problem for Italian football that just had a lot of problems. Probably more technical and no in this as at this case, but we are in front and a big problem because these are younger players, and we have three names, important names as Fagioli, Tonali, and Zaniolo, and a problem that the Italian football, and not only football, have to take with seriously because it's a problem of youth, I believe, and not only of for the player. We can think about some problems for these guys, unconsciousless presumptions, or I believe holiness, because the players are important for the people because have money, have show, have everything, but I believe they are all lonely. And in this case, we are sure that in the case of Fagioli and Tonali is a disease, no? Ludopathic disease.
Okay, yeah, ludopatia, as you call it in Italian, isn't it?
Exactly. And so it's important to understand why and how to can stop this case, this and this disease for the players and for the young people at the same.
Okay, because we've seen, as you just mentioned, we've seen multiple players that has been disqualified so far, and as Corona said, there are so many more players, so many, many more names that he's going to talk about later on. Could you shed light on the typical duration of these suspensions? Because when they're disqualified, they have the suspensions. If a player is guilty, what sort of suspension can they have, or how can they be banned from the team?
I don't want to speak about Corona, but I want to speak only around the sure things. And now the sure things are three names: Fagioli, Tonali, and Zaniolo. And the Public Prosecutor's Office of Turin, the investigation are for these three players. At the moment, we don't know other names, other players investigated. And for Fagioli, we have the sentence. The Fagioli will be disqualified for 7 months, and after he will have 5 months of rehabilitation. No?
Okay. Yeah.
And we are waiting for Tonali. Probably next week we will know the suspension for this player, and we are waiting for Zaniolo because Zaniolo didn't speak with the public prosecutor's office of Turin, and so this is the situation now. Right now, yes, exactly. And so we hope that we don't have any players investigated, obviously.
Of course, yeah. So in your professional opinion, because you have been in this job for such a long time and Italy's football already had other scandals in the past, but what can we expect in the coming weeks or months, as the investigation into this scandal is going to unfold?
But it's difficult to think that only 3 players are involved in this case. The problem of betting is a problem for not only for Italian footballers, but only for all people. We know the disease about the ludopatia, and
the
so
betting.
For betting, yes, and we hope that we don't have many players investigated, but at the same time, is obviously we have to wait because we know that the betting is a problem, and because the players knows that they cannot bet.
They cannot bet, of course.
Cannot bet in football because they can in other games. But in this situation, the problem and the issue is double, because they bet.
Not only they bet, but they bet in football.
But in illegal website.
Of course. So, that makes it even worse. Well, I really hope that as you mentioned, this is going to definitely have some impact on the teams and on the, as we are seeing right now, on the national team. But I really hope that there wouldn't be, the key players or the key managers involved in this scandal. But as you mentioned, we're going to find out in the next week. So now let's talk about the Azzurri, because they were playing in the Wembley Stadium, where they actually won the final against the England of the Euro 2020. And now England is like as if they took the revenge on Italy, and they booked their spot in the Euro 2024, while they leave Azzurri in the danger of not qualifying in another major tournament. What do you think about the current situation of the national team?
But for Spalletti and the national team has been hard to play, in the situation the last week around the betting case, the betting scandal. And at the end, Italy won the first match easy against Malta and lost against England. But both matches are interested because Italy team play well, especially in the first half against England. England is more strong. Is stronger than Italy in this moment, and the qualification is hard. Is no easy, because Italy have to win the next game against Macedonia.
North Macedonia,
and probably against Ukraine. But the first step is against North Macedonia, and some things are good. The spirit, the football, and also the also some players played well, but we have to do more because it's not enough, only one half
Yeah.
against England.
Yeah. So as you just mentioned, Italy's next matches will be against North Macedonia, which Italy drew 1-1 in the first leg, and then against Ukraine, which Italy beat them 2-1 in the previous match. But are you optimistic? What are your thoughts about the next two matches?
I am optimist, but the first is more important because against North Macedonia we don't have a good remember, no, because in the match in the match against North Macedonia for the World Championship we lost. And so and in the European qualification we have a draw. And so in this case is we have only a result. The victory will be hard. I am optimistic, but I repeat, will be a hard match.
Okay, yeah, Italy. I really hope that Italy, and I'm sure all of our spectators that they love the Italian football. We're all we're all saying Forza Azzurri in this case.
And also it's important for Spalletti to have all players in good form, in good shape. No, because in this last in the last two matches for suspension and for injuries, he didn't have all players in a good shape. And
also because this whole scandal also has an effect on the players' mindset. So I really hope that the way things are going forward, the players can focus better on the match, and we wouldn't have any surprises, at least for the national team.
And also Tonali and Zaniolo could be important players during the match against England, for example, no?
Yeah, they could have been. Yeah, it's such a pity, honestly. It's such a pity. But as you said, we can only be optimists and hope that Italy will have two other victories against North Macedonia and Ukraine. This time it's not going to be easy. Italy was the winner last time, but this time it's not going to be easy. But I really hope that the Azzurri can make it. Okay, perfect. I think we spoke about this enough now. Shall we get into the Serie A?
Yes.
Okay, then let's get to the next part and talk about the team insights and landscape. Okay, we're back with Serie A after 2 weeks. Massimo, can you tell us about the landscape and the big picture of the situation in Serie A and different teams? What are your thoughts?
But the restart with the 9 rounds is very, very important for all teams, especially for the big team. And we will have Sunday evening the big match between Milan and Juventus, and probably this match could be interesting for all the other team because Milan is in the first place and Juventus in the second, and so in this match probably we will have more information around the strengths of these two teams. And for Inter, Roma, Lazio, Napoli, all matches are good test for understanding the strength, as I said, but also because when you restart, is important to start well. And so all teams are problems, It's
Yeah,
no
of
easy
course.
for.
Yeah.
So I am curious to see this round.
Yeah. Now, one of the teams that is having not only difficulties, on the pitch, they're having some other uncertainties and difficulties is Napoli. About the situation and uncertainty about Garcia and Osimhen. What's the story with Napoli? What are your thoughts?
The new the news is Garcia stay.
Oh yeah.
No, but at the moment, yes.
At the moment, yes, but every day is something new.
Oh, no, after two weeks, Garcia will be on the bench, and for him and for Napoli, the next three games are too important for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Verona, Napoli, Union, Berlin in Champions League, and Napoli, Milan.
Yeah.
In these three games, I believe the Napoli will write the future, and not only for the team but also for the manager, because De Laurentiis told Garcia is sure. Never spoke. I never spoke with Conte or for other in other managers,
Why
but
the whole situation? I
it's
mean,
difficult.
honestly, why did we have all this? Napoli was every day nearly on the news, about this situation.
De Laurentiis chose Garcia at the beginning of the season, no, for
Yeah.
as a manager of Napoli, and if Garcia worked bad or not so good, I think De Laurentiis has the responsibility now for the choose, and also because after the matches could to understand that something going bad, no,
Okay.
and so at the moment De Laurentiis knew that the situation the situation needed his presence, and so for Napoli, Verona is the first important match for his future.
Okay. And what about Osimhen? What do you think about the situation of Osimhen at the moment?
Is in a difficult negotiation for
We're
the new
talking about
coach.
Osimhen every week nearly.
My opinion is that Osimhen will leave Napoli at the end of the season.
Okay.
I don't believe in January in the next transfer market, but probably more at the end of the season. And so it's a difficult negotiation, and something is not going well in the relationship between Osimhen and De Laurentiis.
De Laurentiis, no, exactly. You can feel the tension, and we've seen different aspects of it on the news in the past weeks. Well,
And now, sorry, but now for Napoli, the problem is also the injury of Osimhen, because when Osimhen came from the national team, sometimes he's injured.
yeah, his injuries are a part of football, though. Okay, it's we talked about Garcia. Now seems like it's a very delicate moment for all of the coaches in Serie A. I mean, from Mourinho to Sarri, Inzaghi, Allegri. We're like every day there is a news about the uncertainty around these, different
It's time
coaches.
to test for of test for the manager, and to start with a good result is too important for them, because Inzaghi came from two no good result at home, and Mourinho have to win for because in the league Roma is not in a good position. The same Sarri at the same Sarri, and Allegri, because Allegri has some problem without Fagioli, without Pogba, and the team is no so complete, no? And so for everybody, it's time to test, test in this round.
So Filippo Inzaghi is now back in Serie A. What difference do you think can he make for Salernitana in the upcoming matches, and also against Cagliari?
I am happy for Pippo Inzaghi, because it's important for him to have a bench as in Serie A. Inzaghi in his history did well in Serie B than in Serie A.
More in Serie A.
and also is interesting to see in the next future Filippo Inzaghi against Simone Inzaghi. My opinion is Simone is better than Filippo as a manager. Okay. And I am curious, and I would like to see as Inzaghi can change Salernitana, because Salernitana has a lot of difficulties in this season.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to be, as you said, very interesting to see what the Inzaghi brothers would do in Serie A.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Okay, then let's get to talk about the next round previews, which I know everybody loves it. I do, because we're going to then look forward to all the matches. Perfect. Let's get to the other side. Okay. Now, the first match of the next round is going to be between Hellas Verona and Napoli. Verona and Genoa are level on points, and they've had their share of ups and downs. And the upcoming match between Verona and Napoli is set to be a challenging one from different points of views. What do you expect from Verona and Napoli in this upcoming match, Massimo?
I respect for Verona, but I believe that all focus is in Napoli, and as I told you, for Napoli, this first match is very, very important for the next future, and is interesting to see has Simeone or Raspadori can replace Osimhen that is injured. And also for Napoli is important only the victory. It's not so important as will play, but if Napoli win. And Verona is a tough opponent at home. And I am curious to see Napoli, how will be the reaction. At the end, my opinion is Napoli will win.
Okay, very good. Now, finally, we have Torino, who have struggled to score goals in their recent games. They'll host Inter Milan. Let's talk about their upcoming match. What are your thoughts about them?
Torino could be often a hard opponent, but we don't know as will be Torino, because Torino promise but not maintain.
They don't deliver what they promise.
Exactly. For Inter, is important to win, because has the opportunity with the big match Milan Juventus to take some point at Milan, or Inter is independent, but for Inter is important to win, and at the end I believe that Inter will win.
Okay, very good. And Sassuolo Lazio is the next one. Makes me think that it's going to be interesting. What are your thoughts about this match?
Yes, I agree, because both teams play well. Sassuolo had a good result before the stop, and Lazio have to continue because to play well, because the ranking is not so good now for in this part of the season. Is probably on a draw in this case, but if I have a preference, I prefer Lazio than Sassuolo.
Yeah. No, I was expecting you to say Lazio. I was actually a bit surprised when you say a possible draw, but it's football. We don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, next one on the line is Roma against Monza. Now, with the situation of Mourinho.
Also, Roma have to win, and Monza play well. Is as no easy opponent, but Mourinho has a warranty. The warranty is Lukaku, because when you have Lukaku, and Lukaku play as played in the last matches, you can start 1-0. And so also in this case the Olympic Stadium will be full. And so for Roma, I believe that Roma will win.
Will win. Okay, of course. Victory of Roma. Yes. Oh, I wish I could be there. Okay. Next one is going to be the first match of Salernitana with Pippo Inzaghi against Cagliari. Another tough opponent. What are your thoughts?
Two teams in a great difficulties. No, if you watch the ranking, the table are in the last position. In this case, the probable result is a draw, but I have a little preference for Salernitana for the debut of Inzaghi.
Yeah. Okay, I agree. Well, after that, we are going to have Bologna and Frosinone.
Have to be a nice and a good match.
Right,
because two teams played very well. Bologna is better away than at home. And so Frosinone can win this match. For me, this is a surprise of this round.
Okay, we'll see what they would do. Now, Genoa has shown promise, and they travel to face Atalanta. What challenges can they expect from Atalanta? How important is it for them to secure points on the road?
Atalanta is an ambitious team in the last season, and also in this. Genoa, Gilardino is doing a good job, but Atalanta is favorite at home and in this game.
Okay, next one is going to be the big match of this round, which is, as you were mentioning at the beginning, Milan and Juventus, top teams.
The problem for Pioli and Allegri are the absences. No, Magnan and Theo Hernandez for Milan, Fagioli Pogba, Danilo is injured, and also the shape of Vlahovic and Chiesa is not so good. And also Milan will play with the third goalkeeper, Mirante. They don't play since 2 years.
It's going to be a big test.
For me, it's a draw.
Okay. And if one of them would win, which one would it be?
Milan.
Okay. Well, next one we're going to have Udinese and Lecce.
Udinese have to take points in this.
They're at the 17th place right now, aren't they?
Yes, but also the problem for Udinese is the goal, because sometimes play also well, but the Udinese doesn't score.
They had 5 draws and 3 losses in the past matches.
And Lecce is not a good opponent in this situation. Maybe Udinese can win, and also is important not only for the table but also for the manager, because Sottil is in a difficult situation on the bench.
Okay. Well, for the next and the final match, we're going to have Fiorentina-Empoli. Empoli is just above Salernitana, and they've had some moments of enthusiasm recently, but then they're going to go against the big team of Fiorentina. What do you think about this match?
But Empoli, Udinese, Cagliari have a great problem: the goal. They don't score.
Scoring goals.
And if you can play well, but if you don't score, it's impossible to have a result. And in this case, the opponent as a Fiorentina is terrible, no? Because Fiorentina is in a good shape, and also the motivation, the feeling of Fiorentina is very good. For me, Fiorentina is favorite.
Yeah, of course. Okay, perfect. And this is the end of the round 9. We're going to watch all these matches during this weekend, and we'll see which ones we were right and which ones we had the surprise. Awesome. Thank you so much, Massimo, as always, for all your insights into the
football. Thank you, too. And we will see
next week.
Yes, we will see each other the next week.
Okay. Thank you. And thanks to everybody that is following us and listening to us from near and far. Follow us, and don't forget, subscribe. Thank you. Bye. See you next week.